Hello guys, welcome back to African Kitchen, and today we are here at Sirare Village, Mkuyuni Ward, Kapchai constituency, Bungoma County. And remember, on the last episode we had prepared mix of beans and sweet potatoes, and today we are going to prepare white ugali and termites. And I'm here with my co-hosts.
I am Monica Juma, and I'm very glad to come back again at Mama Jacqueline's home to prepare for you another delicious African meal. Charity, when you mention this term termites,
Yes.
it reminds me of a song we used to sing very long ago when we were still young kids, when we were going out to look for these termites. It used to go like this. I'm not a good singer,
Yes.
but the song used to go like this. Sita wasino silimona swasina yakavandala mbilila mayalingo. Do you know the song?
Chorus.
Sita wasino silimona swasina Sita wasino silimona swasina yakavandala mbilila mayalingo
Yakavandala mbilila mayalingo.
Wow. We were told that when you sing like that, then the termites will hear the song and they will come out in large numbers. Did you know that?
Okay, yes, I heard about it, but I never saw.
So guys,
Yes.
keep it locked to Culture Hub TV, your number one online TV station, as we take you through step by step of preparation of termites along with white ugali. But again today, Charity, we have our guests as usual on our conversation on Culture Hub TV conversation, in the African Kitchen conversation. We have our host. Karibu sana Mama Jacqueline. We have our host here.
Yes.
She will just remind you of her name.
Yes.
Then we continue.
Okay, thank you. I'm Jacqueline Wanyonyi. I come from Bungoma County. I'm so grateful and I welcome you back again.
Thank you so much for welcoming him back, or for welcoming us back to your home again, Mama Jacqueline. And on my left hand side, we have our other guest. You saw him in the previous video, or in our previous episode. Welcome here, Mzee.
Thanks, madam.
You just remind them of your name again.
I'm so-called Matthews Wafola Sundwa in Kapchai constituency, Bungoma County.
Thank you so much, Mr. Matthews. And today, these two elders, or these two guests, are going to talk about, actually it is a continuation of the previous topic, Charity.
Yes,
About the morals amongst our youth. But today, Mr. Matthews is going to take on how a young man is prepared for marriage, and also how to take care of his wife.
Yes.
You get it?
Yeah.
And Mama Jacqueline will also take over the conversation now on the girl child, how to take care of her house.
Yes,
Because
and
it is believed a house belongs to a woman,
to a woman,
and a home belongs
to a man.
So we want to know how a woman
A
is
woman.
supposed to take care of her house,
Yeah.
and how a man is supposed to take care of her home.
Yeah.
And the home includes the wife and the children.
The children.
So guys, keep it locked to Culture Hub TV as we go straight to our kitchen to prepare your delicious meal.
So, okay, I want to prepare termites. They are very scarce. We are just finding them far away from this part of Kenya. But I've tried my best to get, even if it is little.
I say that this is not the season for termites.
Now this is not the season for termites. But I've tried. I've gone far away from this place to get this. Now I'm preparing these termites. It will be put on with ugali. You see, Monica, these are termites.
So this is how they are prepared.
This is how they are prepared. And you use them with ugali. They are very nice. In fact, they add proteins in our bodies.
I hear they have so much protein.
Yeah, they have so many proteins. They are this is how they have been prepared. We just prepare them like this. And then we prepare them again. Tomato, this is how it's been prepared.
Monica, they look yummy. Wow, these termites look yummy, yummy, yummy. And Monica, I have been told by one of the doctors that when you give termites to a kid who is under 2 years, your child will be more healthy.
More healthy.
Yeah, the nutrition.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
And
That's why you have said it has more proteins.
more proteins. And also they help to heal the wounds.
How now?
Okay, like maybe someone, for example, it is the medicinal for cancer.
So you eat or you apply it?
You eat. And if someone maybe has got a fracture on hand, for the bones, when you eat termites, your bones will be strong and they will be healed very quickly. Yeah. Mama Jacqueline, as we wait for our water to boil, and remember this water we are going to cook white ugali.
With the termites.
Yeah, with the termites. And today I want us to talk about girl child, on how to take care of the house. Yeah.
Okay. With a girl child, there are some responsibilities that as a girl you are just supposed to know. And we as mothers, we are supposed to be role models with these children. First and foremost, as a girl, when you wake up you are supposed to wake up very early in the morning. Then when you wake up in the morning, the first thing, you should make sure that you sweep the house. You make sure the house is clean before you do any other thing. And by so doing, you make sure that as a girl, you wake up very early in the morning, you make sure the house is clean, and then you make sure that in the house there should be enough water. You are not supposed to leave your mother to go and fetch water when you are just there seated idle, doing nothing. Or maybe you are just on the phone as your mother is doing it. That one it will not be good. Yes. So as a girl, you are supposed to wake up very early in the morning, make sure you collect, even if you collect water, and make sure everything is in order. And second, as a girl, you are not supposed to be told each and everything. Yes. Some of these things you are supposed to use common sense. When you see that your mother is doing ABCD, you are also supposed to do the other way down, so that you be cooperative to your mother. And as a girl, you are supposed to be close to your mother. See how your mother is operating that house. You are supposed to make sure that when your mother is cooking, you be close there, so that you see. First thing you are supposed to do those procedure. Yes. You learn those procedures so that when you got your own place, yes, you are not supposed to start now tempering. You don't know where you start from. You are supposed to be close to your mother and see these cooking procedures of foods, so that you become conversant with these things.
Now, Mama Jacqueline,
yes,
I think maybe there is a big problem with this new generation of ours.
Yeah.
Because many girls nowadays, they sit in a corner chatting on Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, on YouTube, doing their own things, and their mother is there busy cooking, fetching water, fetching firewood. Then when they are being told, Charity or Jackie, come do this and this, then they shout at their mother. Don't you see that behavior?
In fact, that behavior, it has been so common nowadays.
Yes.
And it is because of, as I told you earlier, maybe because of this peer group influence.
Yes.
And also they think that they are now grown-ups, and these things of digital. It is really confusing these kids. Now, that is why we are saying that those are the part of the characters that we are supposed to forbid.
Yes.
They are not good. And then, as a girl, that's why I said that as a girl, you are supposed to each and every time you should see what your mother is doing, and most of the time you are supposed to use common sense. You are not supposed to be told each and everything, as I said earlier. Now that is the issue that is really affecting our community at large. Children don't want to be taught. They don't want to follow what the mom is doing, and you find that most of this nowadays it is becoming a problem in our community.
Yes.
Yeah. And then some of these young ladies, young guys, most of the time they just want to chat. They are on a TV. They are just listening to radios.
Yes.
You see, even when the mom is going to the shamba, you want to see that he now is adult, is smart. He doesn't want to go to the farm, and those are the things that we are saying they are not bad. They are not good in our community.
Now, as a mother in this community, what can we do so that we can rectify these girls?
As a mother in this community, especially my kids are the ones for my neighbors.
Yes.
I normally advise them to look for good peer group, because peer group is the ones that normally affect these children.
Yes.
So they are supposed to choose good friends, the ones that they will be good role models in the future. And by so doing, we should be building a good future for our kids.
Now, and also those mothers who are outside there listening to you today, what advice can you give them on how to take care of the girl child?
I tell them that outside there, let them see those children as children. Let them not see that they are no grown-ups, and they are supposed to take their part as a parents. Let them tell their children when this thing is wrong. Let them call a spade, not a big spoon. Don't let them not meander around the things. They are supposed to tell these children the rightful thing and be transparent with their children. And furthermore, they are supposed to be friendly to these children so that they learn more.
And as a parent who is watching right now here, and remember that a girl child will depend on how you take care of her. Don't let girl child control you. As a parent, you are the one to control that girl child. And remember, when a girl child goes wrong or does something that is not right, they will always come back to blame a parent. And not only a parent, a mother. So as mothers who are outside there, let us take good care of our kids, our girls, and advise them. And also, there were, in those days, in ancient time, grandmothers took a very good part in taking care of the girl child.
Exactly.
And nowadays, they don't do so.
That's why I said that some of them, they feel that those are the outdated days. They want to show that they are now digitals. They don't want to be close to these parents. That's why I told you that they see that they are now mature and they do their own things. That lack of that ignorance is the one that's affecting our community at large.
Now we should take our girl child to their grandmother so that they learn some.
But that one can be so. But even those grandmothers are nowadays are not there. You as a parent, it is your responsibility to make sure that you put your child in you make sure that you control your child and show him or her the rightful ways of her.
Mama.
Okay. To advise this boy how he ought to live or stay with the family is that, one, you are now old enough, your age needs to form your family. And if you marry, check the girl in a good family whereby you cannot make you be disturbed. Number two, when you get family, try to sit with them, guide them, and show them how to go in the farm and look after animals plus the home. You, by now, you are not in my home, but you are going also to form your home, as I did to form my home with your mother.
And so, Joel, have you ever thought that one day you will have your own family?
Yes, according to me, that one has been among my dreams since I was a kid. And as you know, for every young person, it is his or her dream that one day he may find a favorable person so that they can start life together and they build their future from there. So I, being like no other else person, I've also dreamt of finding a better person who will start a family together and soldier on forward from where we have started together.
And who is a good person to you, or what is a good family according to you?
Yes, according to me, a good family to me will comprise of people who have not particularly similar, but they might have close or ideologies that intermarry each other. This is the case whereby you may find one person, for you, according to me, you can't find just a perfect match, but you can find a match that suits yours. In that, once, like let's say, not particularly a disability, but people have ups and downs. But to create a good family, you should have an instance whereby the ups for someone else will be of benefit or of great benefit to the downs of the other, so that together as a family or as a couple, when they put their minds together, they can develop and build on the small thing that they have. And according to that, every other thing should come just and follow right there. That's what defines a good family according to me.
Hold on that there. Mr. Matai, what kind of a woman would you expect your son to bring to you?
Okay. During my age, or our age, our fathers or our ancestors, was that your father who was to go and choose a girl in such a family, in the family, he knows that this family is good. You go there to ask the parent of that girl that I need your daughter to be my daughter. Yeah, to be my daughter-in-law. Then they were doing that. They agreed themselves. And then after that, I come back to my home and tell my boy that if we want to marry, go in such a family. Because there are inherit that there were others according to their careers. Others were thieves, others were robbers or murderers. So they were to choose the lady from the other family to be married in his family. It was like that.
And Joel, if today your father just woke up one morning and told you, Joel, there is a certain girl in a certain home that I want you to marry, will you accept?
Actually, I'll appreciate the idea, but I won't accept the person.
Why? Why?
The main issue is that, they say a person's meat is another man's poison. You see, so maybe the particular lady or girl to him may seem to suit him, you see. But according to me personally, I have my own preferences and choices, which I am meant to follow. So I may not be right into that to accept that he helps me make the decision. You see, so I will not.
You won't.
I won't.
So according to you, will you go for an African lady or a modern lady? A westernized woman?
Okay. So right away, I won't say that I'll go for an African or a modern lady, as long as she suits me. Yes.
So any wife or any woman who suits you or who meets the character you need in your life will be suitable for your wife.
Yes.
Mr. Matai, will you accept your daughter-in-law from, let's say from England, this white country, a white lady? Let's say Joel is your son, he has brought a daughter-in-law from another land, from another race?
To marry from any country or to any tribe is not a problem. But if I say no, it will remain no, and that girl will not.
And why will you say no?
There's the reason. According to the character of theirs, because from my time as I have worked, isn't it? I know from where this girl came, and I know the characters of them. Then I can refuse.
And you have a right to refuse.
And I've got right.
Jane, from
Because I don't want to create a family which is stubborn or what.
Joel, from his answer, it has made me to believe that our wazee, our elders, to believe that women that have been brought up in an urban environment, they always make bad wives. Is it true? And what is your take on that?
My take on that is that, people who are civilized, they tend to have different behaviors. Like, you see now, you don't marry a person because he's coming to be a worker for you. People nowadays have their rights, of which, according to our all people, that's wrong. In olden days, people used to perceive it that when somebody marries a wife, the wife should be a worker in that particular home, which, according to me right away, I see that those are retrogressive practices which have been passed by time. But on the part that he has said that if I bring a wife and he has the right to refuse, no, that one is normal, and not everyone is perfect. You see, so if I bring a wife or if I bring a girl which I intend to marry and she's not accepted, to some extent I'll feel bad, but the decision will now depend on me. I'll look into it because a parent always will never want, or it's not his will or desire to see a child going the wrong way. So I'll take the initiative to look into what I've been told. And if they persist that it's a no, it will be a no, because it's them who create our clan, and it's through them that us we are born. So they play an important role in our marriages, and so I'll take
Hold
it.
on. So this is the situation. You have brought a girl that you want to make her your wife, and your father or mother or even both have said no to this girl. But right inside your heart, you love this girl and you feel she's the right woman, and they have told you now to choose between them and that woman. As a man, what will you do? What will you choose? What will be your choice? Now you are between a rock and a hard place. What will you do?
That one may seem hard, but if that's the situation, you cannot escape situations. If they say no, and according to me, I see that the girl suits me, I may decide that, okay, to them, I will leave the girl according to what they have said. But back in my mind and deep into my heart, I will not have accepted the verdict. No. So I may tend to change my mind along the way, and maybe I'll be back to the girl.
You'll be back to the girl.
Yes.
After now disowning her in front of your parents, you have to make your parents happy.
Yeah, that's
Then
true.
you go back to her.
Yeah, I'll talk
Then
to her.
where will you take her? Thereafter, where will you take her now that she has been rejected in your home?
Okay. Oh, I want you to understand something, that if I marry or if I get a wife, that is, he is the wife to me, but not to the parents. So if they have said that it's a no, and to me, I've seen that he's right and he suits me, I'll take her to my home, to my place, and not to my parents' place. That will be it.
that will have ruined your relationship with your parents?
Somehow, but a parent's just a parent. Even if they'll be sad at that moment, but they can't
Later on
take
they will
away
be-
the fact that they are my parents. So that will just be a matter of time and it will end.
It will end. Mr. Matayo, why should parents choose wives for their children or for their sons, for instance? Why? And do you support that? Do you support parents choosing wives for their sons?
Of course.
Why? Even in this modern era,
There is a
why?
reason.
Hmm.
There is a reason.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I myself, my grandfather did to choose a girl for me. And that girl is now my wife.
Yeah, and you love her.
And
You
I
love
did
her
love
very much.
And the one
And you didn't
of
look for
which
her.
I did to love myself, my parents said no.
Mm-hmm.
And truly, in fact, I did to love that one, of which or of who my family or my parents chosen from me.
You had
But
to
not
love
my
this.
choice.
Mhm.
I did to accept their choice.
You had to accept their choice.
Eh,
Why? This is so tricky. Okay, they always say that what an old man can see while sitting down on a stool, a young man cannot see it while standing or even on top of a tree.
Mm.
So, I have nothing to add on that. Joel has said his version of the story. Mr. Matao here has given what Joel feels like. But I believe children should just be allowed to choose their wives or their partners or spouses, regardless of the race, the tribe, color, just like that. Wanasema kipendacho roho ni dawa na hula nyama mbichi. So Mr. Matai, I believe we should change this rule. You as elders.
no, I'll never change.
Joel,
I'll
do you
remain
feel
that.
the rules should change or what?
Because, however, that will move away from my home
Mm.
and go anywhere
Mm-hmm.
in abroad countries.
Mm-hmm.
Still is my son.
Mm.
Is the bone of my blood.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I'll not accept.
Mm-hmm.
But until he'll come back to my foot
Mm-hmm.
and accept mine.
Mm-hmm.
But not I as a parent, I'll accept my son or my girl to sit on my head. Is to sit on my thighs.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And Joel, just briefly, maybe in 1 minute or 1 minute and 30 seconds, do you have any idea on how one should handle a wife or his home, a young man?
Okay, for now, since I'm not married, but generally, I have just the idea in that if a person has ended up getting into a relationship, nowadays we have a relationship where people end up getting married. Maybe some it's by desire, while others is by fate. You see, but all
What
this
do you mean by fate?
by fate, these are situations whereby maybe like he has just said in the past, they have chosen for you a wife and they have handed her to you, you see, and you must marry the particular person. So that's the fate of the situation that has led to you getting married to that person. Or maybe you have impregnated someone and you decide ending up being in a marriage. You see, but the fact that you have decided that now you are going to be couples, as to, for me, I see that the first thing should be respect for each other. You see, and you should find a way of solving conflicts in between you, and that's just the best way, because conflicts are there and they should not be a way of escaping them. The only way to do away with them is to face them and get the appropriate advice so that you can go about it. And the advice should be from the parents and the rightful elders. No, not just an elder, but a rightful one. And through that, I think the marriage will just be well. Yes.
Mr. Matayo, Joel says that solving problems, one should face their problems, and says that you cannot run away from a problem to solve it. You should face it and solve it. What is the advice that you can give? What advice can you give him as a young man who is preparing for this other stage of life, that maybe one day he will have a family, as he just said? What do you expect of him when he lives with his wife and children?
For me, I'm to tell him that accept what your parents need. You cannot eat pepper while your parent wants you to eat the food. So you have hit at a certain point. To pregnancy lady does not mean that one will be your wife. No, that's what we call accidental or practical. So you ought to choose what your parents needs. So you ought to accept what your parents want and do what your parent loves.
Well, guys, it has been a very interesting conversation here. It is a heated conversation that I feel we should even take it into our next episode. And because of time, we are not going to continue. We shall cut it from there. But I promise to bring it back to you in our next episode. Until up to that place, let's go to the other side and see how Mama Jacqueline and Charity are faring on with the cooking. Thank you so much, Joel, for joining me in the conversation. And thank you so much, Mr. Matai, for also being there in this conversation. we are here with our very, very, very delicious meal. Wow, it's so delicious. I was not even imagining that it will be this delicious. But Charity, how is it?
Very sweet.
Very sweet. That one doesn't want even to talk about it.
Very
Wow,
sweet.
thank you so much, Mama Jacqueline. Thank you so much for hosting us. Thank you so much for hosting us in your home.
Welcome.
For 2 episodes. It's not easy, Charity, and we cannot take it for granted.
Yes.
Remember, this is Culture Hub TV, and this has been your favorite show, The African Kitchen. I have been your host, Monica Juma, with my co-host,
Charity Barasa. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and on our YouTube channel, Culture Hub TV, on our Facebook channel, Culture Hub TV, on our Instagram channel, Culture Hub TV, and Twitter at Culture Hub TV. And don't forget that on African Kitchen, every time we'll be bringing you many things on how to prepare your delicious, healthy meals in an African